City Youth Councilor Jeff Philip B. Filisilda from Makabalan National High School. Next, for City Councilor Honorable James K. Judith II, we have Rotary Youth City Councilor Emmanuel L. Solagon from Cagayan de Oro National High School. G. Magtahas Daba, we have Rotary Youth City Councilor Rica M. Allison from Kauswagan National High School. For the ABC President, Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim, we have the Rotary Youth City Councilor Carlos Miguel C. Salcedo from Marychild School. Next, for the SK Federation President, Honorable John Michael L. Seno, we have the Rotary City Youth Councilor, Honorable Nico M. Ocarol from Makasandig National High School. And lastly, for the City Secretary, we have allotted one also for Mr. Arturo S. de San Juan Miguel. We have Rotary Youth City Secretary Ye Yuntepani Kabingas from Little Me Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, the 22nd Rotary City Youth officials. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Rotary Youth. You're welcome here. And may I tell the councilors to please give the chance to our Rotary Youth to speak, no? Tudloanan ninyo so that they will fully experience what session is all about. So thank you very much.
Madam Chair, may I also take this opportunity
Yes, please.
to introduce to you the 19, department heads together with the Rotary Youth City Mayor here with us in the gallery. Kindly stand up for recognition, please. So aside from the 20 students we have here in the legislative, we also have 20 students in the executive department headed by the Rotary City Youth Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And just feel relaxed sa inyong mga lingkuranan, no? And just observe. So, I give the floor to my counterpart, Vice Mayor Lawrence Novo.
May I call on Council Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas. You now have the floor.
You have the floor.
On this special report portion, Mr. Chair, may I request the following councilors to be recognized. First is Councilor James Judith to render the mandatory insurance coverage to all members of BPAT and BHW. Second is Councilor Roger G. Abaday to render the repeal of Ordinance Number 14421 of 2002 entitled An Ordinance Authorizing Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, the Roads and Traffic Administration, Cagayan de Oro City Police Office, and other traffic law enforcement agencies to ease up or loosen up the implementation of the mandatory wearing of safety helmet for motorcycle drivers and their pillion riders within the population area and in urbanized areas, such as Barangays Nazareth, Makasandig, and Carmen, including the uptown area, and other areas as may be identified by the city mayor, provided that the 30 km/h speed limit therein pursuant to the traffic code of the city is complied with.
Thank you, Jolimi B. Bacalaras. Thank you. May I call on Honorable James K. Judith II and their counterpart Emmanuel L. Solangon. You now have the floor. Yes.
Duha ka reporter, pero nagsabot nami. Sa atong halangdong Vice Mayor o Presiding Officer Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez, sa atong Majority Floor Leader Konsehal Edgar Cabanlas, sa atong tinawod nga mga kauban sa konseho, atong mga bisita, mga Rotary Youth Councilors, mga gingsakpan sa prensa, ang katawan sa Dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, maupay pagabot, maupay ang pagtraining. Bilang, una sa tanan, ako dahil pag-congratulate sa atong bakong napili o nasublian nga mga opisyalis sa barangay o SK. Akong balikon, congratulations sa inyong tanan. O kay human naman ang piliay, balik na ta sa atong trabaho aron sa paghatag katumanan sa atong panumpaan nga sa pag-alagad sa katawhan. Now, Madam Chair, ang barangay mo ay pinakaunang gobyerno nga makita sa atong katawhan. Maupod kini ang batakan o pinakaunang ang sa pangagamhanan dinhi sa atong nasud. Maupod ni ang madangpan sa atong katawhan sa ilang mga gikinahanglan o tanan nila nga mga yangungo o reklamo. O ang mga frontliners niini nasayod kita mo ni ang atong mga miyembro sa Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team kon BPAC nga moitahas ang pagbantay sa kahusay ug kalinaw. Naapod ang atong mga barangay health workers kon BHW nga moitahas ang pag-atiman sa mga gikinahanglan sa panlawas sa atong katawan diha sa barangay. Nasayod man kita nga diya nga kani silang mga tawhana ang atong mga tanod og BHW walay gadawaton nga sweldo. Kung naa man galing sila'y madawatan, dili man galing ni tawag nga sweldo, kung dili katiting or gamay ra gyud taon nga gitawag nato sa balaod stipend. Kung buot sumaon o laktod nga pagastorya, manghod pa sa honorarium nga gadawaton sa atong mga opisyalis sa barangay. Madam Chair, nasayot man kita unsa kahago, unsa kabudlay, unsa katagtad sa trabaho ang atong mga tanod o mga BHW. Gani makita nato ang ilang sakripisyo labi na atong niagi nga pandemya, atong niaging tuig nga pandemya. Nasayod kita nga nagpabilin ang sistema nga inani kay tungod sa konsepto sa balaod nga ang pagkatanod o baka BHW usara ka voluntaryo nga serbisyo nga gihatag sa atong mga kaigsunan mo na nga kumbut pasabot sa balaod sila bali nag-sideline lang o baka kalingawan nila. Apan nasayot man kita nga ang kamatuoran kaning atong mga tanod o BHW dili na nila kalingawan kundi panginabuhian. Mo nang makita nato kay panginabuhian naman ni unya taliwala sa ilang kahago wala mangyapon tay mahatag sa ilang nga dako bali bugti sa ilang nga sakripisyo. Busa isip kakuha nato nga mga pinili nga mga konsihal sa atong dakbayan, pwede kung mamahimo ato silang suklian sa ilang sakripisyo nga gihatag sa ginagmay nga pamaagi. Mao na sa kini nga pamaagi nakahukom ako, nagdason kami sa usa ka sugyot balaudnon o ordinansa sa paghatag og mandatory insurance coverage sa atong mga tanod og mga barangay health workers nga diin i-require nato sa pag-aprobar nato sa budget sa tagsa-tagsa nato ka mga barangay 80 ka mga barangay suma total nga usa nato aprobahan kinahanglan aduna nila pagtuman sa ilang requisito or compliance nga naa sila gihimo nga group insurance coverage sa ila baling mga tanod o BHW. Kinira nga gamay nga pamaagi atong mahimo para kanila. Kay kung ang ato manggaling mga opisyalis makadawat lang honorarium, at least magulang pa sa stipend nga gadawaton sa atong mga tanod o mga BHW. Busa, akong balikon, bako lang kita nagdason sa atong sugyot ordinansa sa mandatory insurance coverage nga gi-require nato sa pag-aproba nato sa budget sa tanan nato mga barangays. 80 ka barangays dinhi sa atong dakbayan kinahanglan adunay pagtuman sa group insurance coverage aning atong BHW o tanod. Muna, at this juncture, Madam Chair, I therefore move that this matter be referred to the joint committees of Barangay Affairs, Public Order and Safety, and Health. O sa akong pagtapos, Madam Chair, tuguti ako sa pagpaambit kaninyo sa usa ka panultihon nga ingon. What is living for if not to make life less difficult for one another?
Ug dinhi na lang ni Kutob. Daghang salamat. Asdang Cagayan de Oro City.
Thank you, Councilor James K. Judith II and Emmanuel S. Solangon. Refer to the Committee on Health, Barangay Affairs, Reaction.
Reaction with Michael Sena. Okay, manifestation. Michael Sena. Michael Sena. Okay, you mentioned you have the floor.
Honorable John Michael L. Seno and Nico M. Ocarol, you are recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Madam Presiding Officer, and his counterpart. Good afternoon to my fellow colleagues of the 28th City Council. Of course, let me congratulate all the barangay and SK officials who have won and the recent Rotary Youth counterpart. And of course, to our media friends, good afternoon to you. I may yield, Madam Presiding Officer, to give my counterpart his remarks on the proposal of Councilor James Judith.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to our Honorable Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez. Good afternoon to our city officials and to all the city councilors. As you've mentioned before, Honorable James K. Judith, nun ka is kanang gaserbisyo ang atong BHW natin ug atong bipat dinhi sa kwan. So ngano atong mga kanang SK kuan barangay capitans, barangay SKs nga gaserbisyo pud sila nganong wala mo sila gapilan og insurance. Nganong unahon pa nato ang mga BHA yung bipat nga ga-apil man ang kwan, mga kapitan ng atong mga SK nganong mas i-prioritize man nato ang bipat kaysa sa mga city officials.
Would you like to answer, Councilor? Mention your name. Sige. Emmanuel Solangon.
Counterpart Emmanuel L. Solangon, you are recognized and you have the floor.
Ang mga opisyalis atong gipangingon ni Consider Michael Sena.
Nanay mga balaod anak kanila.
Nanay balaod para sa ila. Ang wala, ang kanipin pa BHW.
So, good afternoon. Katoy mong gi-mention na mga certain positions is nanay balaod alang kanila. Kani siya ang RA 9439 9439
I don't know. RA 4898.
RA 4898 and EO 250. So katong mga gi-mention ganina na mga bipat or mga barangay tanod katong sila ang wala pagid kayo wala pa sila balaod ba kaning mga SK na magud ni sila katong gi-mention ako mo to nga mga balaod.
Thank you, Emmanuel L. Solangon.
Actually, excuse me, hold on. Actually, I submitted an ordinance maintaining citywide peace and order by enhancing the benefits of the barangay tanods and members of the Katarunang Pambarangay in recognition to their being peacemakers in their respective barangays. So this will be again tackled and consolidated. Okay? Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Sasaya. Thank you, Sasaya.
Thank you, Honorable James K. Judith II and Emmanuel L. Solangon.
So, Roger Baday,
James.
Okay, you call Roger Baday.
Honorable Roger G. Abaday and the counterpart Milka Jorin A. Cervantes, you are now recognized and you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. Good afternoon, Madam Presiding Officer. Good afternoon, the members of the 20th City Council, guests, and of course, my fellow Rotarians and all the people listening. I remember during the incumbency of the now Mayor Clarix Uy as a congressman, he already had a program that ensured that the BPAT, barangay officers, BHW, senior citizens in District 1 about the same nga kanang kuan nga kanang gina-ensure niya ang kanang the said nga prospects. So I know about this because my late grandfather, Armando Abaday, is a former barangay captain in Barangay Bayabas in District 1, and I am inquiring to the good reporter of this Councilor James Judith if he has a knowledge of this program, because otherwise this proposed mandatory insurance is already redundant. But that is my inquiry only. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable James K. Jute II, you now have the floor and you are now recognized, along with Emmanuel L. Solangon. You are now recognized.
Actually, what we have now is the tanod, di ba? Only the tanods. No BHW, di ba? Okay. Okay, you have the floor. Ubanin na, Councilor James.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable. So sorry kanina for a mistake. But actually, dili gid ni siya maredundant kay sa balaod sa RA 4898 o EO 250 is para gid ni siya sa mga opisyales. Wala gid sa mga barangay tanod o sa katong BHW. Wala gid siya para ato. So dili siya maredundant. Kay mo maning nasa balaod kani siya exclusive gid ni siya sa mga opisyales. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you, Emmanuel L. Solangon. Any comments? Any manifestations? Honorable Malvern A. Esparcia and your counterpart, Farah Joari A. Anay, you are now recognized and you have the floor. See.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and to the Vice President counterpart. Sa tanan mga naminaw o nagtanaw karon dagang mayong hapon. Madam Chair, this is just a manifestation of support. And also as the co-author of this ordinance, Madam Chair, na-timingan yun, Konsehal, to our good reporter, that my counterpart has an experience because her mom is, her aunt is a BNS, Madam Chair. And please allow my counterpart, Madam Chair, to share lang how important it is kung unsay naitabo sa iyahang auntie, Madam Chair.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, and to the rest of the council. So, I would like to support this manifestation for the reason na na-experience na mo siya. Akong auntie is a BNS or Barangay Nutrition Scholar, although dili siya BHW, pero ga-field gapon siya. So, what happened is, like 2 years ago, she was already a senior. So, ang naitabo kay na-aksidente siya, nakatungtong siya og 7 blocks na chair. Tapos nagtaod siya og banner, and then unfortunately, nahulog siya. So, ang nahitabo is gisuportahan po siya sa barangay. Although, dili siya enough, I think wala ra to nag 20K, sakto-sakto lang. And then, we asked assistance from the CSWD and the PhilHealth. So, atong iyang recovery, walay na-cover na ano niya sa iyahang medicine, nga na lang, igo lang sa pang-hospital bills. Although, it helped us, nakatabang may siya sa mua. And then, isa po is BHW siya. Co-worker sa akong mama. Speaking from experience, na-stroke siya, bago lang siya kabalik sa iyang trabaho. And then, we saw her struggles kasi she was asking my kuya, which is a nurse po. So, sige siya pangayo og like, kanang, tambal, like kanang pang-reseta, reseta. Kay ga problema siya, wala siya kanang monthly pod na ano ba kay dili pod belalim para sa government na mag-supply gid og medicine. So understandable pod. So, yeah, mo to ang mga... Yeah, I support this ordinance. So 50K, dako na po siya nga tabang para sa mga workers na naa sa field. So that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your auntie, I can help your aunt in my office. Padulan sa akong office, we can help. Okay? So the next one.
Honorable Christian Ustico M. Achas and their counterpart, Hart Babanto, you have the floor and you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Good afternoon to everyone. I would like to address this question to Attorney James Judith. Kani bang bipat mao ba ang tanod sa barangay? Kay sa akong pagsabot kining bipat isan auxiliary or force multiplier sa tanod. Isa kini ka organizations usab ang tanod voluntary na nagtabang. Pwede ba sila ang mauna?
Thank you. Honorable James K. Judith II and their counterpart, Emmanuel F. Solangon, you are recognized and you have the floor.
Good afternoon once again, Madam Chair, and to all the honorable city councilors, both District 1 and District 2. So, mawala na siya. Mawala gina siya. Apil na siya kay i-deliberate naman nato na dito sa committee level, no? Sa pagingin pa sa akong counterpart. And then, giingon na gid siya sa ako pong fellow RY City Youth Councilor. Ang iyang experience. So, klaro na kayo, no? No? Namo kita ginatawag nga res EPSA Lokita. Lokito. The thing speaks for itself. So, wala siya. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's refer to the
Let's
committee.
refer to the Committee on Ways and Means, Public Order and Safety, and Health. Now calling on for the second speaker, Councilor Roger G. Abaday, and their counterpart, Yamilka Jurin A. Cervantes. You are recognized and you have the floor. You are recognized and you have the floor.
Hello. I am asking once again because my question is not clearly answered by the good reporter. So,
Okay.
question gid is actually, if existing pa ba to ang katonggi?
Excuse me. I just want to make it clear. Once the subject is over, then it's over. Because gitawag naman ang ikadua. It's either that the Vice Mayor will call during deliberation with the same topic, no? Either matawagan niya o dili na matawagan ng uban. But once the Vice Mayor calls for the another speaker, then the topic has ended. So, nahuman na, sige lang, katangan na lang sa ninyo ang next na pod. We will call, actually this is going to be the second speaker, no? Gitawag na ni Mr. Nino Novo, gitawag na. So the next speaker will be, kamo na? Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday. Ang imo ng special report.
My apology because my partner was not able to hear the next agenda. No? But anyway, thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. And
Patupad
your
siguro
counterpart.
nimo ang imong and then you let her also speak. Patupad lang sa imo. Then give her a line that she can speak.
By the way, my partner is my
Pamangkin?
yes, his middle name is Abaday, and
Pariente.
she was the apo ni former barangay captain sa Bayabas, no? Incidentally na sila karon kay eskwela sa Little Me, no? Okay, so thank you very much. Anyway, I will give him a time to speak after my special report. First and foremost, allow me to extend my thanks and gratitude to all people who extend sympathy and comfort and condolences to our family, no? during our bereavement. And especially to the 20th City Council, all department managers and employees of CdeO, and all those people who sympathize with us and who help us morally, financially, and spiritually. Thank you very much. Words of thanks is not enough, but assure you that you will be with my prayer. So thank you very much. Now, this special report of mine is just a reiteration of my special report during the 43rd regular session last June 26, 2023, which is the repeal of the provision of Ordinance 14421 of 2022, the no wearing of helmet in specified areas in CdeO, Carmen Nazareta, etc., and other places. Now, this is not to go against the goodwill of our city mayor, but this is in the matter of public safety for the people in general. Now, I would like to express my concern and request to repeal this ordinance as advance. That an ordinance authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando Clarix Uy, the Road and Traffic Administration, the RTA, Cagayan de Oro City, the Police of Cagayan de Oro, the COCPU, and other law enforcement agencies to ease up or loosen up the implementation of the mandatory wearing of safety helmets for motorcycle drivers and their pillions or riders within the population area and urbanized areas such as Barangay Nazaret, Macasandig, Carmen, including uptown area and other areas as may be identified by the city mayor, provided that the 30 kilometers per hour speed limit therein pursuant to the traffic code of the city of Cagayan de Oro complied with. Now, while I understand the importance of promoting effective traffic management, I believe that relaxation of safety measures, particularly the mandatory wearing of safety helmets for motorcycle drivers and their pillions or passengers, riders, poses a significant risk to public safety. Helmets serves as the crucial protective measure, reducing the severity of injuries in case of accident and promoting overall road safety. Moreover, the specified conditions such as compliance with the 30 km per hour speed limit may not provide adequate safeguards to ensure the well-being of both motorcycle riders and other road users. The mandatory wearing of safety helmet has been proven to be fundamental and effective measures in preventing serious head injuries, which are unfortunately common in motorcycle accidents. Highlighting the global significance of road safety, a report by United Nations reveals that approximately 1.3 million people worldwide die annually due to individuals on motorcycles. In response to such alarming statistics, the UN General Assembly declared the period from 2011 to 2020 as the decade of action for road safety, urging concerned efforts at both national and global levels to curb the rising trend in road traffic deaths and injuries. Remarkably, in the city, will you please flash? Okay, that orange and blue, based on the recent data from CDRMD, the total number of vehicular accidents in the month from January of October 23 does not below 100 vehicular accident with patient. Kanang orange, munang with patient, kanang nadala sa hospital, injuries and death, kanang orange. So, and kanang blue, those are vehicular accident without patient, minor lang, wala madala sa hospital. So, take a look on that, no? This rising, rising of vehicular accident, no? So, that is from October 23. So, how much more if we corroborate with the records from RTE and Kokpo? Wala pa na ako makuha ang data sa Kokpo, but I believe, again, there is also a rising incident about involving motor vehicles. So, in light of recent reports, I propose that it is essential to reevaluate the ordinance aligning the existing national and international road safety standards, taking into consideration the potential risk associated with acing mandatory wearing of safety helmet. I also would like to propose a recommendation of the implementation of the no helmet, no travel policy. This recommendation stems from the broader evaluation of existing ordinances with the focus of ensuring a balanced approach to road safety and considering the practical implication of the policy. The policy anchored in Republic Act number 10054, the Motorcycle Helmet Act of 2009, which aimed to enforce the mandatory use of standard protective motorcycle helmets for all motorcycle riders, emphasizing the efficacy in preventing fatal and brain injuries. However, a reassessment is necessary to gauge its impact on the community and to explore potential amendments that align with evolving needs to the constituents. The city's commitment to road safety extends beyond the helmet policy. The city will also rigorously enforce the provision of Republic Act 4136 or the Land Transportation Code, particularly focusing on the proper use of inner and outer lanes or major roads in the national highway. Also urging motorcycle and tricycle drivers to habitually use the outer lanes to not only avoid penalties but also contribute to overall road safety. In this proactive approach to road safety encompass the no helmet, no travel policy and strict enforcement of the road regulations, reflects a commitment of reducing fatalities and promoting responsible driving behavior among citizens. These measures align not only with the national laws but also with global initiatives, emphasizing the importance of the collective efforts to enhance road safety and save lives. Furthermore, Article 2, Section 4, the Declaration of Principles of State Policies, this section outlines the state's commitment to ensure the security of the people and promote their general welfare. It sets forth the principle that the prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people. Article 2, Section 5 of the same Constitution, maintenance of peace and order. This provision emphasizes the duty of the state to maintain peace and order, safeguard life, liberty, and property, and promote general welfare. There are three key considerations and concerns related to mandatory wearing of safety helmets or for motorcycle rider. Number one, public policy emphasizes that mandatory use of safety helmets is a crucial safety measure for both motorcycle riders and their pillions or passenger riders. The intention is to protect individuals from the serious consequences of the accident. I will cite you a good example. My son, when I was asked by the attending doctor, was he wearing helmet? If he wore helmet, he should be alive. CDRMO was asking, was he wearing helmet? but I didn't know there was no helmet. No problem. So this one typical example. Now, relaxing this requirement could potentially jeopardize public safety, leading to an increased risk of accident and injuries, as shown in the my presentation. Now, compliance with traffic regulation highlights the importance of strict adherence of traffic regulations, emphasizing that wearing safety helmets is not just a safety measure, but also a part of overall traffic order and road safety. Easing up on helmet requirements might lead to a general disregard for other traffic rules, undermining the overall order and safety on other roads. Ang naitabo karon ang atong pulis, ang atong RTE, ang LTO, dili na sila gapangdakop kay because of that existing ordinance. So, I take rest to our motorists. Now, potential legal consequences indicates that if the enforcement of safety helmet requirement is loosened, there may be a legal repercussions for the city in the event of accident and injuries. This suggests potential liability for not ensuring adequate safety measures. Loosening safety helmet requirement might expose the city to legal challenges, including possible lawsuits and claims for damages resulting from accidents where the use of helmet could have mitigated injuries. In summary, these points collectively underscore the multifaceted importance of enforcing safety helmets regulation. Detached of the public safety, the broader context of traffic regulations, and the potential legal ramification associated with relaxing such safety measures, the intention is to convey that the mandatory use of safety helmets is not only safety imperative, but also a critical element in maintaining overall traffic discipline and minimizing legal risk for the city. I kindly request that the City Council consider and initiate the process for the repeal of Ordinance 14421-2022. I believe that prioritizing the safety of our citizens should be the foremost concern in any decision related to traffic regulation. Thank you very much, and good afternoon once again.
Okay, ito.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Joylene Mercedes S. Balaba and their counterpart, Princess Margaret Mabaylan, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you for the acknowledgement. So first of all, greeting to all and to all of our honorable councilors. So first of all, my condolences to the family of Councilor Abaday. I support the move of Councilor Abalay to his counterpart to repeal. And his counterpart to repeal the ordinance in consideration of public safety. The life of our constituent must not be compromised. The said ordinance was made to address the crime incident, but with the number of road accidents, and that due to not wearing helmets, we must try other ways and measures to curb criminalities, instead of nullifying the reason why we have a law on wearing helmets. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Christian Rustico M. Achas and their counterpart, Hart Babanto, are now recognized. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. So, I would like to read the portion of the ordinance that says, to ease up or loosen up in the implementation of the mandatory wearing of safety helmet for motorcycle drivers and their pillion riders within the population area and in urban areas such as Barangays Nazareth, Makasandig, and Carmen. So the question here is, So, our institutions provide equality close sa to ang balaod. So, the question is, ngano man na dili man equal ang pag-implement ani na ordinance kung anong gipili ra ang mga barangay na maka-implement ani, dili ba supak ni siya sa balaod na gitawag nga equality clause sa to ang batakang balaod? My prayer, Madam Chair, is to repeal this ordinance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Who is the author of the ordinance? Councilor. Tawagin si
Honorable Romeo V. Calizo and their counterpart, Kirk Lester Pancho, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
First and foremost, you need to discuss this with the appropriate committee where we can invite the concerned stakeholders to engage in this discussion.
Just a follow-up. Yes, actually, there has been a series of discussions as regards this issue. In fact, I was the first one who recommended for the repeal. No? But of course, we're overtaken by important events. So we'd better refer this to the appropriate committee so that there we can invite the appropriate stakeholders and even the proponent. I think the proponent of this is our majority floor leader, but there were terms that were considered. That's why the immediate repeal was not approved. This pending, Madam Chair, to committee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Ian Mark Yunakaya and their counterpart, Sean Karen Alquiza, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Honorable Vice Mayor Rodriguez and counterpart Vice Mayor Novo, and to all the officials. May I manifest my sincere appreciations the mandatory of wearing helmets because it can reduce the risk of head injuries and making it an important safety precaution in various activity for the sake of public safety and public health.
Thank you. Now calling on the attention of Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abu Jr. and their counterpart, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
A blessed afternoon, Madam Presiding Officer. This query is addressed to the Chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Councilor Calizo. Is it not that during the committee hearing on public order and safety that the committee has already recommended for the repeal of this ordinance and that it be referred to the plenary for approval sometime last year or early this year?
Just an additional, Madam Presiding Officer. Yes, I remember that, Madam Presiding Officer, that there was a discussion in the committee level. In fact, during that time, the presence of the regional director, if I'm not mistaken, of LTO was also present. After the series of discussion, I think there was a recommendation to repeal this ordinance, and to bring this before this plenary for approval. Because as manifested before by this representation, there is a conflict between this ordinance and that of the national law, which mandates the wearing of helmet.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Romeo V. Calizo and their counterpart, Kirk Lester Pancho, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Anyway, Madam Chair, the immediate answer is yes. We had already that action recommended at the committee. But as I have said, the bringing it to before the plenary was overtaken by events. That's why, I agree fully with the manifestation of the good reporter.
Yeah, actually, we do not have the gun yet, so can you implement? That was questioned before, okay?
Yes, Madam Chair. I think, some sectors of our society went a little restless because of some inconsistencies, some bad effects probably of this ordinance. So, as I support the manifestation of the good reporter, we may bring this again before the committee so that we can do the appropriate action. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Refer to the committee to the public safety and order.
One more? Okay, tawagan sa majority.
Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas and their counterpart, Julie May B. Bacalares, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Yes, Madam Chair, I think this ordinance was approved unanimously by the members of the City Council in response to the spate of killings in the city, using the helmet as a shield against recognition. So we believe at the time that it is necessary for us to respond by passing this ordinance. But actually, this ordinance does not say that there is no wearing of helmet. It simply says that the face should be shown. You can still wear the helmet, but you have to open the front of the face. Sumuna inana ang nahitabo. But anyway, we understand the situation now. I think there is also a need. The time has come for us to review this ordinance. And I instructed Turks that we will include that in our next session, the repeal of this ordinance. In fact, the ordinance is not an ordinance saying that we should disallow the use of helmet. We only requested the Office of the Mayor and the RTE to ease the implementation. So that is the point that I would like to bring out. So next week next session, di ba, Turks? Next session we will go back to the original. We will follow the national law on this.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas and their counterpart Jolie May B. Bacalares, let us continue. For the business of the day.
For the business of the day, item number 1, proposed resolution number 2023-528, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Nazareth, this city, its ordinance number 1, series of 2023, covering annual budget for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 13,108,139. With the information that said ordinance is operative in its entirety. May I request, Madam Chair, that Councilor Yanlam Lim to be recognized.
Honorable Yan S. Lim and their counterpart Carlos Miguel C. Salcedo, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and counterpart Lawrence Novo. And good afternoon, everyone. Everything is in order. I move to approve proposed resolution No. 2023-528, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Nazareth, this city, its ordinance No. 01, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 13,108,000, with the information that said ordinance is operative in its entirety.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve item number 1, proposed resolution number 2023-528 on second and final reading.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 2, proposed resolution number 2023-529, earnestly requesting Honorable Faye L. Garcia Sasis, presiding judge of the Municipal Trial Court in Cities, MTCC, Branch 4, 10th Judicial Region, this city, to hold in abeyance the implementation of the writ of demolition issued by Her Honor in civil case number C15 APR 039, entitled Heirs of Sinesio Sakala et al. Plaintiffs versus Raymond Rivera et al. Defendants for unlawful detainer, to enable the City Government of Cagayan de Oro through the City Housing and Urban Development Department, CHUDD, to conduct socio-economic survey of the affected residents thereof and to identify a suitable relocation area for them. May I move, Madam Chair, to approve item number 2, resolution number 2023-529.
Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 3, proposed ordinance number 2023-329, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, Field Office Region 10, represented by its Regional Director Ramel F. Jamen, and the identified BP2 beneficiaries or clients, covering the collaboration of the parties in the implementation of the DSWD's Balik Probinsya, Bagong Pag-asa program under terms and conditions stipulated in the pro forma MOA submitted to this body. May I request, Madam Chair, that Councilor Joylene Mercedes L. Balaba to be recognized.
Honorable Joylene Mercedes S. Balaba and their counterpart, Princess Margaret Mabaylan, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you. I move for the approval of proposed ordinance number 2023-329.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 4, proposed ordinance number 2023-330, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy to enter into and sign the amended Memorandum of Agreement by and between the City Government of Cagayan de Oro and the 4th Infantry Diamond Division, Philippine Army, represented by its Commander, General Jose Maria Cuerpo, PA, covering the establishment of the Task Force Oro in the City of Cagayan de Oro, pursuant to Ordinance Number 14599-2023 under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. May I move, Madam Chair, to approve item number 4, resolution, Ordinance Number 2023-330.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Madam Chair, a short interruption. May I request that we have visitors from La Trinidad Benguet. The punong barangays and kagawads of 14 barangays of Trinidad Benguet, headed by Honorable Charles Canuto, ABC President. The purpose of their coming here is cross-learning visit to Cagayan de Oro City. May I request that this special guest that we have be recognized, Madam Chair. May I move for the suspension of the rules?
Rules suspended.
Suspended pa man day.
Suspended ba day?
Double suspension.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to welcome the Honorable Charles Canuto, ABC President, La Trinidad Benguet, and Punong Barangays and Kagawads, 14 Barangays Kagawad. You are all welcome. We can have a photo op for our guests who are here today. Honorable Charles Canuto. Pakbaka na to, atong bisita.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you for the City Council of Cagayan de Oro for the warm welcome. And in behalf of the municipality of La Trinidad, the capital town of the province of Benguet, and its 16 barangays, I'd like to extend our, as I've said, our gratitude for accommodating us in this fair city of Cagayan de Oro.
Thank you very much. And you're all welcome, no? Mag-photo op sa ta. May we request, no? The delegation? Recess, a 5-minute recess.
Thank you again. Thank you. Gentlemen.
Ano ba, Dere?
Kanina umaga.
Ma'am, dito.
Sama ko dun sa...
Pwede pa side down.
Videos kasi.
Okay, kamay lang, konti lang. Sige. Oh, okay. Kita kayo? Okay, sige. Ali, dili ka dong. Tubad na kami.
Ang Rotary!
Rotary, pwede nyo sa front. Kailan tayo dumating?
Kaninang umaga po, ma'am.
Pagod pa kayo.
Okay.
Smile. Ay, hindi kayo makikita dyan. Ay, hindi ito benchmarking po.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
Kaya kasama ko yung municipal. Kasi pwede pa sa lantapan at saka sa...
Okay. Nice to meet you again. Nice to meet you again. Okay. Thank you. Hello. Benchmarking nila.
Madam Chair, before the rules would be lifted again, we would like to express our heartfelt thanks to the City of Cagayan de Oro, and we will treasure this short moment that we've had with you. We are so happy, and again, thank you to the official dam of Cagayan de Oro City. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much.
may we be excused, Madam Chair?
Of course, of course. Thank you very much again. La Trinidad Benguet. Okay, session resume.
Madam Chair, may I request to move to lift the suspension of the rules?
Rules lifted.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second reading and final reading of the proposed ordinance number 2023-330.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 5, proposed ordinance number 2023-331, approving the annual budgets of the general fund with an estimated income of 10,036,440,971 pesos and of the special account local economic enterprises or utilities with an estimated income of 1,163,559,029 pesos, both for CY 2024 to respectively finance estimated values of expenditures of the same amounts for CY 2024. May I move, Madam Chair, to approve item number, proposed ordinance number 2023-331.
Any second? Any objection? Manifestation. Honorable Agapito Heriberto G. Swan and their Rotary Youth counterpart Xander Knox A. Udang, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Hello, thank you so much, Madam Chair. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I yield to my Rotary Youth counterpart, Honorable Xander Udang.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. So, it's stated here that the annual budget of the general fund estimated income is 10,036 and 444. So, and of a special account local economic enterprise utilities with an estimated income of 1,163. So, my question would be, what happened to our projects if we do not meet our estimated income this 2024?
Councilor Yan Lam S. Lim and their counterpart Carlos Miguel C. Salcedo, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Good afternoon. This is just a projection. If we cannot meet the, it's a rollover naman. Nobody can say that we can meet this 10 billion. But we are expecting this. Because we have a loan of 2.7 and the income comes from the city and the national government.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abu Jr. and the Rotary Youth counterpart Stacy S. Salapantan, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you again, Madam Presiding Officer. Let me make a manifestation. As I went through this annual budget that we have, I found out here that you can find it in page 566 of the Blue Book if you have. Other development programs and projects, the barangay empowerment programs and projects of the Chief Executive, which states here a budget of 200 million. And if you try to refer to the general provisions under section 21, other development programs and projects, barangay empowerment programs and projects. The city mayor is authorized to prioritize programs and projects endorsed by the barangay subject to the individual approved programs of work
duly approved by the competent authorities and their inclusion to the annual supplemental investment program of 2024, approved by the local chief executive concerned, which shall be implemented by the city government without the need of further confirmation of the sangguniang panglungsod. Now, I'd like to raise this point, Madam Presiding Officer, because as mentioned a while ago, the allocation of the barangay empowerment is 200 million. And that in this general provision, it states that it does not need the concurrence of the sanggunian. However, there is this case of Kisumbing versus Governor Garcia of Cebu, decided by the Supreme Court in the year 2008, which states that any appropriation or infrastructure projects, for that matter, if, ako lang Bisayaon para masabtan, kung ang isa ka allocation for an infrastructure project is specifically itemized ang project and the amount of the budget, there is no need for the concurrence and authorization from the sanggunian because that itself, the appropriation ordinance, is the authorization already. However, the Supreme Court clearly as the sun states that if the item in the appropriation ordinance is general, such as infrastructure, road and drainages, projects, and just like this, barangay empowerment, it is not an line item lugar, dili sa line item, then it shall need the concurrence of the sanggunian. So if I may, Madam Presiding Officer, because this is a very good program of the local chief executive, and if I may, since inana man go dili man sa line item sa proposed budget nato nga atong i-approve, kung pwede with the concurrence, if mag-charge man gani ang project nga i-charge under the barangay empowerment, it needs the concurrence of the sanggunian because the item in the budget is general. So if we can, para wala tayo legal impediment, let's just amend this phrase under Section 21 with the concurrence of the sanggunian. That's my motion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Honorable Joylene Mercedes S. Balaba and their counterpart, Princess Margaret Mabaylan, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Mr. Presiding Officer. I think in my observation, kasi every barangay, they submit their proposed projects or programs for the year. Like item, kini mga returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Nazareth, na naman diha mga documents and the list of their projects and their programs na kuun sa tong ang kwaon nila from the annual budget of the city. So, I think dili siya maingunta na ay gamay nga irregularity kung katong yung ingon si ang atong good report si Councilor Joey Abu na kailangan pa ng concurrence ng City Council kay naaman dali sa ilahan no nagasabit sila og ang mga barangay og ilahang mga programs and projects.
Thank you. Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim and their counterpart, Carlos Miguel C. Salcedo, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Madam Chair, it is already being discussed during the our last session as a whole, no? If they didn't agree, dapat we should discuss it thoroughly with the budget. But now they are going ikarga nila karon, either noted or we divide the house. Thank you.
Raise your hand, Councilor Michael Sano. Okay. Okay, Councilor, ayan nagtataya.
Councilor Ian Mark Q. Nakaya and their counterpart, Sean Karen Alquiza, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you. Madam Presiding Officer and her counterpart. Correctly put by Councilor Joey Abo, but this is not the first time that this section has been inscribed in the Blue Book or the annual budget. In fact, when we approved the 2023 budget, this is the same language that we can find in the 2023 budget, 22 budget, 21 budget, and I can go back on and on to how many years back, the same citation. And the Department of Budget and Management has always been consistent, Madam Presiding Officer, in concurring. I don't know if there is a record in the council where we received an observation coming from DBM, Mr. Secretary, that we have been advised to delete this section because it's not congruent with the national law or regulation. But there is truth to the advice of Councilor Abo that there is a Kisumbing case and it has been decided. However, in the practice of the city council as well as in the entire bureaucracy of the city government, we always receive supplemental budgets. In other words, in the supplemental budgets, there we see and review the line proposals, which may form part not only the proposed barangay projects which are covered in the barangay empowerment program of the city mayor, but all the projects undertaken by the executive which has been in the past and in the future will be considered by the city council. So in the future, we will receive those itemized proposed projects under this barangay empowerment. But to me, to delete this section on the basis that there is that Supreme Court decision, and we have personal and collective experience, Madam Presiding Officer, that DBM has not advised us to redefine how we present our budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Jose Pepe S. Abu Jr. and their counterpart Stacy S. Salapantan, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you again, Madam Presiding Officer. As to the query of the manifestation of Councilor Balaba, yes, that's true. That's the annual budget of a specific barangay. Kung naa sila project, dato sila mo charge. But different man na siya good ang barangay empowerment kay gikan siya sa local government unit of Cagayan de Oro. So dili na siya part sa what we approved just a while ago is the budget of Nazareth, not the budget of the city government. And as to the manifestation also of Councilor Lim, yes, this was not raised during the budget deliberation, but the last say is here in the plenary. And also, there was this provision before, it was said that this provision is the same as that of last year. But we should remember that last year, dali naman sa tayo itong budget hearing. Wala naman nato ito sa gidugay. So, nabasa man ako ni siya, nakita na ako na, that's why I am raising this or manifesting this for the council to be aware that kung naain ani nga item, general ang item siya for appropriation, then the Supreme Court said that it is very categorical that an appropriation ordinance must be in a general item must have the concurrence of the sanggunian. Now, if we don't have the notice from the DBM or for the past few years, well and good. But I don't think we have to wait for that to happen as well. That's why gina-correct nato na siya para matarong lang pod. Kaya wa may dautan ani. nga kuan nga provision. So that's why there is a divide the house. I did not interpose an objection on this matter. Perhaps my motion was that to amend this portion nga without the concurrence, with the concurrence of the council of the Sanggunian.
Thank you. Majority Floor Leader Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas and their Rotary Youth counterpart Jolie May B. Bacalares, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Madam Chair, as Kagawad Lim has already stated that this was thoroughly discussed when this was tackled by the committee of the whole, and all the members of the City Council were given all the chances and opportunity to talk and ask questions. But be that as it may, I have been reading this case of Kisumbeng as mentioned by Councilor Abo. I think it is we have a different interpretation of that case law. This is a case between the board members of Cebu Province against the governor. Governor si Garcia, kanang isyu kay gobernador. Just like our vice mayor. But anyway, Madam Chair, in the budget, this is my interpretation. I have read the entire text of I think 5 times. In the budget of Cebu, what was mentioned is the 20% development fund. The approved budget mentioned only that the 20% development fund shall be disbursed in accordance with the discretion of the governor. That was the entire text of the budget. The Supreme Court said, no, you cannot do that. If the budget, if the law says that it should be subject to the discretion of solely by the governor, then there is a requirement that the members of the City Council shall approve every appropriation of the 20% development fund. However, it's different. It's different if there is a description of that budget on how to spend it. Now, in our budget now, it says it will be spent for the purpose of barangay empowerment projects. So there is now a description. That means the mayor has no discretion to disburse it except in accordance with that mandate by that condition that it should be for the barangay development program. So we have a specific description on how to spend the 20% development fund, and it is sufficient. It is sufficient. So di naman may mong atutin na diskusyon ng legality ani kay nya naman tagaro sa point of approval. But as I said, I respect Councilor Joey's opinion, but I also have read that because that was the subject of discussion during the time of Mayor Imano. If you remember, during the time of Mayor Imano, there was this budget that we give the mayor the authority to disburse a 20% development fund even without the approval of the City Council. So I raised that, that's why I raised that issue by citing this case of Kisumbeng versus Garcia. Cebu case. So muna, Madam Chair, so I move to end the discussion. Go to voting if there is an objection.
Yes? Is already this motion, or we proceed with the discussion, deliberation?
My motion is for the cessation of all discussion and move for the and go back to the main motion of approval. If there is an objection, then we divide the House.
Okay. So is that an objection?
No, just last manifestation and I will...
Last manifestation. Just the same. It is an objection, right?
No, there is no objection. So, if
That is precisely, Madam Presiding Officer, I will manifest something. Then after this, we can move forward.
Okay, sige.
I also read the case of Kisumbing, but this does not involve the 20% development plan, but the annual budget of the entire province. And but be that as it may, if there will be no changes as to this, because in my own interpretation, with that of the majority floor leader, I have a different view on the matter. That's why I propose that this particular phrase be amended. Then, I will manifest, Madam Presiding Officer, that I will support. I have no objection as to the budget to be approved this afternoon, but will just specifically abstain with respect to Section 21 of the general provision and the item as to the loan to be included in the annual budget.
Okay. So there's this motion. Yeah. Just a manifestation? Okay, go. Yes, Councilor Attorney James. Then we will have this...
Sige magudhisgot ang duhapod ka mga abogado din Madam Presiding Officer. So, sige sila glalis, pero wa nila gibasa gyud ang text. Pero karon gakatig ko sa majority floor leader sa iyang gisulti. Ikatigan ako siya kay mismo gyud ang maong kaso nga puro lang nila gipang-ingon base sa ilang nadumduman. Karon ibutang nato sa record nga nagingon ang Korte Suprema katig sa gingon ni Majority Floor Leader Consejal Cabanlas na the question of whether a sanggunian authorization separate from the appropriation ordinance is required should be resolved depending on the particular circumstances of the case. So, sakto si Consejal Edgar Cabanlas. Resort to the appropriation ordinance is necessary in order to determine if there is a provision therein which specifically covers the expense to be incurred or the contract to be entered into. Should the appropriation ordinance, for instance, already contain insufficient detail, sa gingon ni Consejal Edgar Cabanlas, the project and cost of a capital outlay such that all that the local chief executive needs to do after undergoing the requisite public bidding is to execute the contract. No further authorization is required, the appropriation ordinance already being sufficient.
Okay, thank you. There's already this motion. There's this motion already. Motion 2. Last one, okay? I'm giving you the last, this is going to be the last, okay?
And just to add up with that manifestation of the good councilor, let it be included as well on the record, the next paragraph on that. On the other hand, should this appropriation ordinance describe the project in generic terms, such as infrastructure projects, intermunicipal waterworks, drainage or sewerage, flood control, irrigation system projects, reclamation, there is an obvious need for the covering contract for every specific project that in turn requires the approval by the sanggunian.
Okay, lawyer to lawyer na niya, ha? Ang dili lawyer, nagpakahilom. Ha? Anyway, so let us proceed. There's this motion. No, there was no objection. Was there any objection? No objection. Okay. So there's this motion. Motion to approve. Okay, mention.
Motion to approve proposed ordinance number 2023-331. Any second? Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
Okay. How many abstentions?
How many abstention?
1, 2, 3, 4. As to the 2, I asked to 2.7 and the section 21.
Okay, it is clear. So, motion for abstention? Motion is hereby carried.
Motion is hereby carried.
Yeah. Is that again with ano?
Yes, it has already been considered.
Yeah, okay.
But Councilor Cabanlas and this representation, Madam Presiding Officer, has stayed in this council for more than 2 decades already. And I have never met a selective and partial approval. It's either you approve as a
Or
whole or you reject.
So what happens
the
now with
proposal.
amendment? What happens now?
We should not put that on record. We
Abstention
can
lang
manifest
yapon.
it, but not on a particular. We are not the city mayor who has the authority to have a line objection, but as a collective body and a collegial body, we have a role to play, and it's either we approve, disagree, disapprove, or abstain.
Correct.
If the surface will clearly put our position to abstention, we are abstaining from voting the entire proposal. It's not just a selective manifestation that we are objecting in certain
So
sections.
There's no.
Let it be for the record that all who abstain have abstained.
Okay, sa minutes lang to. So just the same for abstention and approval. So it is motion is approved. Let's proceed.
Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas and the Rotary Youth counterpart Jolie May B. Bacalares, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear no objection. Motion is hereby carried. Same for abstention? Okay. Motion is hereby carried.
For in conclusion, for item number 6, proposed ordinance number 2023-332, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Orlando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and signing the memorandum of agreement with the Department of Public Works and Highways, Cagayan de Oro City.
Madam Chair, move for inclusion items 6 to 14.
6 to 14.
Yes, the
Mine
14th
is-
motion, the 14th resolution would be
Okay, 6 to 14.
the moving,
Okay, okay.
the moving
Sige,
of
sige.
our
Give me
session
second.
to November 22. Ang condolence na to kang Councilor Abaday,
Okay.
di na to kalimtan kay.
Of course.
That is that would be item number 14.
14. So,
Motion for inclusion.
okay.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
If I may, can we have the chance also that the other counterpart of of Mr. Torres San Miguel can also take part? Sa inclusion. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Item number 6, proposed ordinance number 2023-332, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the Department of Public Works and Highways Cagayan de Oro, City 2nd District Engineering Office, represented by its district engineer, Gabriel L. Ginitaran, covering the collaboration of the parties in the implementation of the project, construction of the solar water supply system in Barangay Escugman, FS Catanico, Indahag, and Puerto, all of the city under the terms and conditions stipulated in the MOA hereundo attached.
Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas and their counterpart Jolie May B. Bacalares, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
May I request, Madam Chair, to move to approve item number 6, proposed ordinance number 2023-332.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 7, proposed ordinance number 2023-333, ratifying the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, entered into by and between the Honorable City Mayor Orlando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, and the City Government of Batak, Ilocos Norte, represented by its City Mayor, Honorable Albert T. Chua, covering sisterhood agreement between the two local government units to further advance trade linkages, adoption and exchange of good practices among others that will foster sustainable development. May I request, Madam Chair, to move to approve item number 7, proposed ordinance number 2023-333.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For in conclusion, item number 8, proposed resolution number 2023-530, approving and or adopting the supplemental annual investment program number 5 for CY 2023 of the City Government of Cagayan de Oro. May I request, Madam Chair, to move to approve item number 8, proposed ordinance number 2023-530.
Any second? Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move, Madam Chair, to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 9, proposed resolution number 2023-531, commending and congratulating Dr. Justin Riley Yaplam, a resident of Cagayan de Oro City, for giving honor and pride to the city by topping the October 2023 Physician's Licensure Examination. May I request to all members to move to approve item number 9, proposed resolution to number 2023-531.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move to all the members to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 10, proposed resolution number 2023-532, commending Ms. Irish L. Lacorte, an employee of the Office of the Roads and Traffic Administrator, for her remarkable honesty of returning to its owner a lost mobile phone last November 5, 2023. May I request Councilor Ian Mark Q. Nakaya to move to approve item number 10, proposed resolution number 2023-532.
Honorable Ian Mark Yunakaya and their Rotary Youth counterpart, Sean Karen Alquiza, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
I move for its approval.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move Councilor Nakaya to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 11, proposed resolution number 2023-533, commenting the following Cagayan de Oro boxers for winning medals and awards during the ASBC Youth and Junior Championship held in Astana, Kazakhstan, to wit: A. Nick Angelo Paila, top 8 finalist; Raymond Lofranco, top 8 finalist; Ronel Soyom, bronze medalist; and John Paul Napoles, bronze medalist, featherweight division. May I request Councilor John Michael Seno to move to approve item number 11, proposed resolution number 2023-533.
Councilor John Michael L. Seno and their Rotary Youth counterpart, Nico M. Ocarol, You are now recognized and you have the floor.
Thank you for the appreciation. May I move to approve item number 7, proposed ordinance number 2023-333, ratifying the memorandum of proposed resolution number 2023-533, commending all following Cagayan de Oro boxers for winning medals and awards during the Asian Boxing Championship, ASBC, Youth and Junior Championship held in Astana, Kazakhstan to wit. A. Nick Angelo Paila, top 8 finalist. B. Raymond Franco, top 8 finalist. C. Ronel Soyom, bronze medalist, flyweight division. D. John Paul Napoles, bronze medalist, featherweight division. May I move to approve item number 11, proposed resolution number 2023-533.
Any second? Any objection?
To include all the members who starts.
All members.
I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 12, proposed ordinance number 2023-334, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office Region 10, represented by its Regional Executive Director, Carlene A. Colado, CPA, covering the collaboration of the parties in the implementation of the Public Probinsya Bagong Pag-asa program under the terms and conditions stipulated in the MOA submitted to this body. May I request Councilor J. Pascual, Councilor Roger Abaday, and Councilor Edgar Cabanlas to move to approve item
Only
number.
one.
May I request Councilor J. Pascual to move to approve item number 12, proposed ordinance number 2023-334.
Councilor J. R. Pascual and the Rotary Youth counterpart Jolovan U. Simeon, you are now recognized and you have the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. I move to approve proposed ordinance number 2023-334.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For the item number 13, proposed resolution number 2023-534, resetting the next regular session of this body from November 20, 2023 to November 22, 2023, in view of the official travel to Zamboanga City of the majority of the members of this council to attend the signing of the sisterhood agreement between the said city and Cagayan de Oro City. May I request all the members to move to approve item number 13, proposed resolution number 2023-534.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I request to move to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 14, proposed resolution number 2023-535, expressing the 20th City Council's deepest sorrow for the untimely demise of Ed Satur Abaday and conveying most profound sympathy and condolences to Honorable City Councilor Roger G. Abaday and the bereaved family. May I request all the members to move to approve item number 14, proposed resolution number 2023-535.
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
May I move to approve on second and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Thereby, no others to take up. Move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Okay, we'd like to thank everybody. Of course, my counterpart, the Vice Mayor, who will soon to be a Vice Mayor also. And of course, those who are here today, thank you very much, Rotary Youth, for participating. And we look forward for this long week na Rotary Youth Week. So thank you very much. The session adjourned. Okay, Bayo, very good. Tuduan ka muna tayo.